I'm gonna do the best that I can to just, as far as what's been going on in this whole war and all this chaos that's just been as a result of this war, I'm gonna do my best to just keep it as less intense, less, to keep it a little more friendly and simplistic as to what I'm about to talk about here. Because as you know, and I call this fool Voldemort 2.0, I gotta ask, man, is he the worst villain ever? I mean, we all know Voldemort, the original Voldemort, from the Harry Potter series, book and movie, was a heck of a villain. We know the Joker is a heck of a villain, right? We know, there's been some pretty good villains. There's been some pretty bad villains, and I just thought I'd, make the case that, this guy right here is perhaps, I don't know. I mean, in my eyes, considering where this world is at, and considering what has come of this entire nation and this entire world, look, I'm gonna say, and considering this isn't, it just feels like a disaster movie at this point, to where this villain right here could possibly be one of, if not the worst villain we've ever had in reality. And remember, this is not an actual movie, but it feels like we are in one. We the people. As a kid growing up, what we see in the movies, we never would see in reality. That's what we've been taught to know. But look what's happened since then. Since that incompetent administration has taken over, that we're just seeing more and more of more and more disasters that we thought we would, that we either see in the movies or that's just beyond what we see in the movies as far as disasters and fiction is concerned. For goodness sake, we're already living in a fictional world that's even worse than what we've seen in the movies. I'm telling you this right now. Voldemort 2.0, he's just not making life better for any of us. As a matter of fact, he's just making it worse than the last person, running for office or running the White House. You know what I'm saying? It's just incredible. And considering what this guy has said, Voldemort 2.0, I mean, who talks like that? Who does? Who talks like that on an occasion of all days, dude? Who makes such harsh, how do I say this? Who makes such harsh, god-awful rants like that? I know I've ranted a lot on my Facebook before, but never on, what is it? Never on on an occasion like this, especially if it's Easter, of all days. Well, it's obvious that this dude doesn't even care. He just does not. Of course, everyone's going to be insulted, even his own party. He's just something else. It's a very ugly written post on his True Social that, obviously that has already garnered so much attention. I mean, if Jesse thought that what I've said to him was insulting, dude, I don't understand how some ex-close friends would ever think that, would ever say that I like some of my words, even if I'm just joking around, like whatever insulting to them. This is exactly why I can't get along with guys like Jesse. You know, and look, I'm not taking anything away from him as far as like, you know, hold on for a second. Let me try to get through, because get on the freeway. Hold on. Hey, man. Won't let me through. Now I'm gonna be more late. It's incredible, dude. I'm already about to have my second bad day, and whatever, dude. It's every single day has just been so bad already. Almost every single day. Just being in my dump alone, and like this truck won't let me go through. So, you know, people saying things just happen, but whatever. You know, this is where we're at with life. And I already told him, I'm telling you right now, Voldemort 2.0 is already making not only everybody's lives worse, but it's making me as well feel worse. And for my sake, you know, because I have certain kinds of thinking that, you know, I do my best to control, but, you know, despite the teachings of my mental health program, which, by the way, I gotta follow up with the billing team again. This is what we have come to. Like every single time, it's like I always have to initiate with the billing team about my about the reprocessing of these payments for all of my therapy sessions, my psychiatry sessions. I always have to follow up. I always remind them, hey, let me know this, let me know that, let me know if it's finished, this and that. Every time I check the email, I don't get anything. It's very frustrating that I had to keep following up with them. Hey, where are you guys at on this? It's incredible. It's just like in this dump when, you know, whenever I do a project for someone, they don't say anything, I have to always ask them. People say I don't communicate. Well, these guys, these fools here that I work with, sometimes they don't even communicate with me. I always have to ask. I'm tired of it, man. I'm sick and tired of it. Whatever, dude. This is what happens when you have somebody just running this entire nation like Voldemort 2.0. Is already making my life way worse than the last 4 years. I think this is the worst villain we ever had. Voldemort 2.0, the worst villain ever. And it's, you know, and it's saying a lot as far as like compared to all the other villains in the movies, like the Joker, like you know, that villain from The Shining, and, you know, just so many movie villains, so many TV series villains, so many. They're good at the roles of the villains. The villains themselves are, if they thought they were pretty bad, nah, this one is the worst. Looks like he serves like the Emperor Palpatine in what is it? In Star Wars, in the Star Wars movies. Man, can't take it anymore, dude. It was bad enough yesterday that all these guys are seeing me on beast mode, and I just think that all these guys are just wasting their time because they're. I mean, like I said. There's really no point for any of these guys to, you know, to keep me around. Why should they? If they saw my ex-close friendship memorial wall, that should be a telltale sign that these guys. I'm talking about my remaining friends like Russ and Neil, Nathan. I get all that, and I get Russ is trying hard, but the music suggestions I can listen to any kind of music, and you know that's not gonna be a permanent healer for for my ongoing problems. I'm sorry. I know he's trying hard. I'm not condemning his efforts, but it's to a point where, I think he just has to let me be. It's just sad, and with how my circle has been, it's unfortunately too small for me to even be satisfied with, and I can't help but to even think about the friends that I lost. It's very damning that I had to face this kind of reality to look what's in front of me when it's already hard enough that I keep having to look back. I almost want to say that my past is better than the present. I'm dead serious. That my past is much better than the present. With obviously the pre-COVID years. And since then, everything just fell apart. Picture this. Had I already been in a new job, like before COVID, I'm pretty sure that that I would still be doing better, in the new job than, anywhere I go that's not this dump. I think I would be treated much better, just like a lot of people would be treated better in a place that takes their own brand very seriously. I'm also talking about just giving a damn about making the place better. Like with all the companies I got interviewed in, they all want to expand their brands. Hey, we're hiring, we're trying to expand our team, this and that. You don't hear that from my dump. No way. If you're trying to grow, then fill up all those spots that used to have the accountants in there. I'm telling you, this dump does not take their own organization seriously. It's like they're just like a house. It's like it's all just laid back, chill vibes, and nothing much to do. And you got a company president. It just doesn't give a damn about his own employees. That he himself is not changing. Always gonna stick to his own ways, this and that. Why else do you think a lot of people left? Why else do you think almost 20 people left? But then you got Voldemort 2.0, who's perhaps the worst villain in this, in this reality. Compared to all the movie villains, this is the worst villain of all time. I'm gonna say of all time. I know it's gonna sound like Prisoner in a Moment for me, but this is a villain that we the people have ever encountered like no other. For somebody like, it's evil to the next level. Especially considering the kind of post that Voldemort 2.0 would ever make. Of all on a day of all days, Easter, right? Where the Lord has risen. Come on, man. Dude's a straight clown. And people think that I'm toxic or mentally ill. Get out of here, man. It's this guy right here. And some people this is exactly why I don't want to go back to social media, dude. This is exactly why I don't want to go back to Facebook. They just don't understand. What I'm going through. I'm done, man. I'm done. Peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.